In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna said to Arjuna something significant. Krishna said, when Arjun wanted to run away from the war and take sannyasa, Krishna said, Arjun, remember, that was the first leadership lesson, by the way. Krishna said, Arjun, remember, whatever a leader does, followers will do the same. And whatever standards the leader will set, followers will try to attain to that standard, to achieve that standard.
Gurudev, you have talked about the idea of conscious leaders as nation builders. So I would say, no, I think it's a unique proposition, because generally the corporates, they're not seen in context of building something at the national level. Of course, they build their empires and they contribute to the GDP. But the conscious leaders developed through this conscious leadership program, so they will also help in the nation building. So so can you elaborate a little bit on how this conscious leadership so they will contribute to both institutional growth and as well as the nation building?
This Arunji is a very deep thought actually, and it's got multiple angles to it. When we talk about corporations or institution, you're right, they contribute to the GDP and hence they are nation builders. But here the thought is very different and it's much deeper from that perspective. Let's come to nation first, Bharat. What is our brand value? What has been our brand value? Our brand value was not software or engineering. It came, engineering as part of our Shastras came, of course. But the key brand value, वो spices नहीं था brand value. वो तो बहुत बाद में हुआ. Our brand value for thousands of years has been our spiritual wisdom. That's what we need to export. We are good at that, right? But we are not investing there. Point number one. Point number two. If a nation has to grow in its own brand value, how will it grow? Will it grow just by the political system? No. Every leader of that nation needs to exhibit that brand value of the nation. You see, all our leaders travel abroad, business trips and all of that. Do they really display our civilizational values is the question. That's the brand value of Bharat. Today, 70% of the foreign tourists coming into this country, their visa application says spiritual religious tourist. They're coming for spiritual reasons. They're coming for peace, Ananda, healing, Ayurveda, and pilgrimages, etc. If we have to really build this nation, economy is one engine. But our wisdom is the biggest engine. Look in the past, history repeats itself. Our spiritual wisdom created our engineering wisdom, created our financial strength. That's how we became Sone ki Churiya, no? Uska root to spiritual wisdom tha, right? So I believe that all our leaders, number one, must showcase, display our civilizational values when they interact with the world. It's mathematics then. If 10,000s of Bharat's great institutional leaders start to display that at various forums, World Economic Forum, various forums, not just one guru, but 10,000 leaders across this country, wherever they go, wherever they travel, in their conduct, in the way they run the business, in the way they communicate, in the way they create policies, even in the way they run their institutions and businesses. They display strong civilizational values of Bharat. Now that will nurture the roots of this nation. तो पूरा nation ऐसे उड़ने लगेगा तब, yeah? Then we'll just not be known for our software development skills, or cheap destination for back-end office services. That's when the world will truly see us, that these guys are doing something phenomenal, right? उनके कपड़ों से लेकर खाने से लेकर policies तक everywhere they display same civilizational values. What's the significance of this, Arunji? This will bring deep, what's the word I'm looking for? Deep integration into who we are, how we behave, how we do our karma, how we lead our institutions, how we create our institutions. And this will lead to creating the strong nation. Because strong nation is not only built on the strong financial aspect or financial whatever, the GDP of the nation. That's one parameter. But strong nation is built on its deeper civilizational values. आप बताओ ये conscious leadership के बिना कैसे हो सकता है? Third aspect of this. If the entire country has to grow into this system of awakening, where stresses are out, where we're working at our full potential. You see, self-awareness brings, or civilizational value also bring you to the point where you're working at your full potential without getting burned out. You follow the karma yoga model, you follow the yajna model, you will not experience burnout. You follow the maitri model of relating, you will not experience burnout. Now, if all of this has to even come to the bottom of the pyramid of this nation, how will this happen? In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna said to Arjuna something significant. Krishna said, when Arjun wanted to run away from the war and take sannyasa, Krishna said, Arjun, remember, that was the first leadership lesson, by the way. Krishna said, Arjun, remember, whatever a leader does, followers will do the same. And whatever standards the leader will set, followers will try to attain to that standard, to achieve that standard. Imagine if our leaders start to establish this standard of performance, of behavior, of integrity, of maitri bhav, of compassion, of strong purposefulness. Mega visions, not small vision. I believe in mega visions, of mega vision. And if they start to think about nation first, and not nation first only in terms of finance, but in terms of spiritual heritage, civilizational values, all of this is going to flow down to the bottom of the pyramid. Their followers, their supporters in their institution, their teams will start to do the same. That's how the chain reaction will happen. Yeah, we have to do it at the leadership level, right? That's why we did not set up a graduation college. We did not set up a school. Maybe in future all of that may happen, I don't know. But as the first initiative, we have set up this Bodhishala Conscious Leadership Academy. We want to start from there and then move to the other segments also. That's how leaders contribute to nation building. Not just by achieving their target, which is of course their job, or not just by adding to the GDP. That happens automatically. You don't have to do anything extra for that. Civilizational values is what will create stronger institutions. So if you see, I've said multiple things here. Stronger leaders will create stronger followers. Stronger leaders will create stronger institutions. Stronger institutions will create stronger brand value of Bharat in the international market. You are a journalist, you know it's all about narrative. Yes. We set this civilizational narrative, the narrative of these civilizational values, even while doing effective business, that the world is going to see us and take us very seriously. Yeah, that's the next big frontier of leadership development in this nation. And I invite all our viewers to join forces. This is not one person's or one institution's job. We'll have to do it collectively.
I would call it, probably to take a modern terminology that what we're talking about is democratization of spiritual wisdom.
Yeah, and I take the ancient view on this and I will say this is a mahayagya of creating tens and thousands of conscious leaders who will take this nation to the heights which we had achieved once in the past when we became so nekacharya.
So it is rather possible. Than becoming a nation of followers, will become the nation of leaders.
Absolutely. That's what we need. And that's what the whole effort is. Followership will happen on its own. Yes.